Unless Congress...
Here it is. Senator Schumer is not forcing the Republicans to concede on anything and not using the remaining power, the marginal power that the minority party has at its disposal to get Republicans to concede in order to avert a government shutdown. Insane stuff.
Acts, the federal government will shut down tomorrow at midnight. I have said many times there are no winners in a government shutdown, but there are certainly victims.
Holy shit. That's a good take. So your prediction was wrong? Wait, what? What was my prediction? I said that the Democrats might force concessions out of the Republicans, or at least push this battle seemingly, because they said they would. But I didn't make a prediction that they certainly would not. Like, you think I'm a believer in the Democratic Party? What, are we crazy? At most, I reported on yesterday, I reported on how the Democrats said that they would not let this go through. I mean, maybe I did. Maybe I was like, definitely they'll fight back against this. Maybe I said that. I don't remember. Yeah, I was wrong, if that's the case. It is shockingly bad. It is yet another instance where the Democrats have, I guess, gone beyond. Dude, look at this. Look at this chat. Hold on. Where the fuck is it? You didn't. Yes, you did. I don't have any confidence in the Democrats, but they did say that they were going to fight back against this yesterday, and that there wasn't going to be 60 votes for this, and that they would have pushed it into a filibuster, and or they would have pushed the Republicans to come back and bargain with them and get some assurances. I wanted them to do that. I urged people to do that. I thought the Democrats, at least judging by their response initially, would do that potentially, but I have no real firmly held convictions about the Democrats doing the right thing ever. So there's 0%. I don't think I fucking was actively talking about how they definitely are going to do they're definitely going to do a push here. But the reality is, this is the bare minimum, okay? What they're supposed to be doing here, what Chuck Schumer is doing here right now, is beyond lower than the bare minimum. It is alarming. Everything fucking sucks. It is truly, we're so done, dude. We are so fucked. We are so done. Every day that goes by, I'm like, I don't know what the alternative is, but god damn, it's like, it hasn't always been this way. It's never been this bad. It's never been this bad. This is a new level of depravity from and a new level of cowardice from the Democrats. Why are you so doomer? We're going to get a fire-ass Dem TikTok dance over this? I'm going to Brian Kill Me. I'm going to become Brian Kill Me. Oh, my God.
The most vulnerable Americans who rely on federal programs to feed their families. While the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America.
So Republicans have basically trapped the Democrats in this situation where if they force a government shutdown, the government shuts down. If they don't force a government shutdown, they permanently shut down federal agencies. That is where we're at. All of the
We'll win. We will win.
Oh, God, stop. It was bad during the Reagan years. Trump is a modern Reagan, but even worse, God help us. We are so fucking cooked. I don't see any way out of this other than Trump triggering the second Great Depression at this point. Like, straightforward business plot succeeds style American fascist governance during a Great Depression style economic collapse. And there is no, the Democrats are not going to help us.
That are much, much worse. A shutdown would give Donald Trump and Elon Musk carte blanche to destroy vital government services at a significantly faster rate than they can right now. Under a shutdown, the Trump administration would have full authority to deem whole agencies, programs, and personnel non-essential, furloughing staff with no promise.
They've lost the stencil.
Democrats, you are being betrayed. It just came out that Chuck Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, is pushing the caucus to vote.
That's crazy. Will fucking Stancil is shitting on the Democrats. Holy fuck. That's like Matt Iglesias is the one person left out there. Like once Matt Iglesias is like, God damn, Democrats, I didn't think you'd cave this hard. Is done. They got no one left. It's
Vote yes for cloture to close debate on Trump's funding bill. This would allow Democrats to lie and pretend they oppose the bill while taking a vote that would ensure the bill passes. This is their only leverage over Trump, and for months they've been saying they're going to use this bill to force negotiations with Trump to cut Trump's power and Elon Musk's rampage through the government. But now, with the opportunity to do so, they're giving up their leverage without a fight because they're scared to use it. They're not even trying. They are betraying you. Primary Chuck Schumer, primary every last one of them if you have to. This is unacceptable. They're not fighting. They are leaving you to rot.
Promise they would ever be rehired. I believe it is my...
Yeah, someone said, I saw this before you repeated it in the chat. Republicans are school shooters and Democrats are the cops. Unfortunately, Democrats are the cops from Uvalde. Yeah. I saw someone else say this before you, by the way. Don't try to fucking yoink it from another chatter. And I suspect that other chatter probably saw it on Twitter, but it is true. We are the school children. We are the school children. The Democrats are the Uvalde cops, and the Republicans are the fucking school shooter. Straight up. They yoinked it from Reddit. It's what's going on right now. Schumer is right. Dems are understandably spoiling for a fight, but this was not it. The idea that there was a leverage and a shutdown was magical thinking. It'd be a gift to Doge. More people would be hurt, and it would have ended in a worse deal. This is correct. All my friends in D.C. are hopping mad about the way we are getting screwed on this bill. I am also mad. So it's especially hothouse environment for Hill staffers and members. A shutdown is itself Doge on steroids. Elon would declare whatever minority federal workers he doesn't want to fire, essential furlough everyone else, and declare victory. You'd end up with the Democrats begging the GOP to pass a CR and bring the workers back. This is what the Democrats' copium was on this issue. No, the fuck they wouldn't. You want to know why? What the fuck was that? I'm back. I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. That was crazy. I just got CIA lasered. I got hit with a CIA heart attack beam. My stream did. All right. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. It wasn't long enough. The stream didn't cut out long enough, I don't think. Left us on a cliffhanger? Yeah, I said, you want to know why? And then I got shut down like the government. Okay. Where was I? Oh. The Democrats, a shutdown goes in either direction. Okay. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. It's not beneficial to the Republican Party. People are coping when they claim that, like, oh, it would be Doge on steroids. It's a lie. The reason why it's a lie is because the clean resolution, which is not a clean one, or the clean continuing resolution, which is not a clean continuing resolution, is actually going to change your Wi-Fi password. Trust me. Okay. The fuck? What do you know, chatter? Tell us your Wi-Fi password. Dude, I don't even know what my Wi-Fi password is. Yes, DAuth attack. What is a DAuth attack? I can explain. I do it to my neighbors. I do it to my neighbors to get free Wi-Fi. Okay. So you think there's someone in my neighborhood that is doing a 1 second deauthorization attack? Is that what you're claiming is what happened? I'm not on Wi-Fi, but you know, I feel like they would have to be pretty close to my house to be able to do that. But I'm not on Wi-Fi. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah, so what's going on here is Matt Iglesias coping. This was cope coming from some of the Democrats who were like, well, a government shutdown is kind of exactly like a government shutdown is exactly like Doge. You know, they're just shutting down certain government offices that they don't like and keeping others open. The problem is that is not a good position for the administration to be in, which is precisely why there is a very limited amount of time that they will entertain it. because a lot of people, a lot of federal government workers being furloughed is insanely fucking unpopular, and it will very quickly turn sour. It'll very quickly turn sour for the administration in charge. Having said that, however, allowing this to push through, allowing this supposedly clean continuing resolution to be pushed through will cause permanent damage to those federal agencies anyway. Okay? Especially without assurances. This is unacceptable. And their meta here is going to be that they're going to vote no on the clean resolution, but they're not going to. They're going to vote for they're going to vote for closure, so that there's no necessity for a filibuster-proof majority, and therefore they're basically saying, yeah, we're not going to fight back. We're not going to actually. We're going to let this pass. It is the cowardly way of letting it pass while simultaneously making it seem like you voted against it. That's it. It's no different than voting yes for it. Okay? DemCR Watch, Michigan U.S. Senator Elisa Slotkin affirms that she will vote no, said during evening town hall she wants assurances that Elon Musk and Doge won't stray away from Congress. What Congress appropriates has not gotten assurance. There's no language you could add to any bill that would avoid the looming Supreme Court showdown about the constitutionality of the Impoundment Control Act. If SCOTUS says that's good law, then it's good law. If they say it's unconstitutional, no writer changes that. Here is AOC on this issue.
Republican extreme spending bill removes all of the guardrails and all of the accountability measures to ensure that money is being spent in the way that Congress has directed for it to be spent. This turns the federal government into a slush fund for Donald Trump and Elon Musk. It sacrifices congressional authority, and it is deeply partisan. And so to me, it is almost unthinkable why Senate Democrats would vote to hand the few pieces of leverage that we have away for free when we've been sent here to protect Social Security, protect Medicaid, and protect Medicare.
Yep. There's also this part from AOC. AOC later sidesteps questions from Jake Tapper on if she challenged Schumer for a Senate seat. I think that what we need right now is a unified Senate Democratic caucus that can stand up for this country and not vote for cloture and not vote for this bill. And I think that the strength that we have is in this moment, reconciliation. Republicans do not need Democratic votes for that. They need it for this. And so the strength of our leadership in this moment is going to demonstrate the strength of our caucus. And I cannot urge enough how bad of an idea it is to empower and enable Donald Trump and Elon Musk in this moment. It is dangerous. It is reckless. Asked if she thinks Schumer is a weak Senate leader considering his reported support for cloture, AOC responds, I think that that would be a mistake. We have time between now and tomorrow, and I hope that individuals are considering that. Reconsider it. Yeah, I saw this already. Call her out? Wait, call AOC out? Why would I fucking call AOC out right now? She's right. What? Are you guys okay? Call AOC out for what? Saying the correct thing? Like what? Yeah, I mean, this is not cowardly. This is a collaboration. The Democratic Party is led by the politician equivalent of the dad who went out for cigarettes and never came back. What do you think it would take to call for an American Morena? The Democrats are collapsing. The base despises them. I think the Democrats have a fucking war chest that they would not even... I've thought about this a lot. And I know where your opinion is. You want a third party, and I totally understand that, especially now more than ever. I think that the Democrats will spend every waking moment absolutely destroying any kind of third-party initiative. Like any kind of third-party initiative. I don't know if this is the right time. I think that there will be a right time, though. I do. I think it's going to have to happen eventually. People hate them. Fuck the money. It doesn't work that way, Mike. Come on. Fuck the money. Fuck the money and the power. I mean, every fucking media outlet will... You'll have MSNBC calling whichever third-party candidate is out there a fucking pedophile. Like... Just like every media outlet, the New York Times, anyone who goes on a third-party run will be branded like a child fucker by New York Times. They'll just be like, yeah, these people are radical, dangerous terrorists and pedophiles. I don't have a belief that it's like the collapse of the Democratic Party is here. I do think that there is a time for potentially third-party pushes. You have more viewers than anyone on MSNBC. Bad take. I think you guys are... I don't have confidence yet. The media trust is at an all-time low, but that doesn't mean that people like the left. Make no mistake. Yeah, Morena had a clear, popular, tested leader in AMLO. I don't see anyone that can make that in the States right now. Yeah, it would have to be like a Bernard Sanders a coalition, a Bernard Sanders-backed coalition somewhere. But I don't disagree with you on the long game. I just don't know if this is the... I don't see the environment being habitable for that, even though this is the least popular that Dems have been. For very good reasons. I think a lot of Americans are losing confidence in them. Let's see what Chuck Schumer is saying on Chris Hayes. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Executive branch. And so it would be devastating. Why is it that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want a government shutdown? So they can take control of the government and do their vicious, horrible things. They could cut half the government. They could tell employees you're not essential and never bring them back, permanently firing them. It's a disaster.
I'm calling for Bernie to lead the new party. Now's the time. I mean, Bernie's also too old without a successor as well. That's the other problem.
Why did they eliminate SNAP?
I don't disagree with you.
Why did they cut so much of Medicaid? But they could do all that on their own. That's the problem. There is no check on them with a shutdown. That's not to say this CR bill is a good bill. It isn't. It didn't have any safeguards in it. But it would be much, much worse to have a shutdown. And my job, Chris, as leader, is to see things a little bit ahead down the road and see how horrible this would be and alert people to it.
So I want to sort of present two arguments on the other side. One of them is that it was quite, and I hear you on this. This is not an easy call. I want to be clear. I mean, I don't think it is, but you know, the AFG union, which is the largest union representing federal workers, they won a big victory today in federal court about those probationary employees who were fired. They came out against the CR, which really surprised me, right? These are the people that seem to have the most skin in the game on precisely the terms you're enunciating. And they said, the fact that this CR has no protections that will actually be followed means that we can't support it. If the people whose livelihoods are on the line say you cannot go along with this thing, why are they wrong?
I understand why they're so upset with the CR, but I disagree with them because the shutdown would be worse for their employees. They could just eliminate huge portions of government workers automatically. They could eliminate programs automatically, which they can't do on the CR. The CR has certain spending, and they can screw around with it, and they will. These guys are sons of guns. They're going to do everything they can to hurt the government. You know what they've talked about. Elon Musk, this billionaire who cares nothing about taking people's Social Security away, This guy says that he wants to cut $2 trillion out of the federal government. A shutdown would allow him to do it. And here's another point, Chris. There's no exit
No,
ramp.
it wouldn't.
Anyone who wants
No,
the
it
shutdown,
wouldn't.
I've asked them, well,
No, you're making it seem like the Republicans don't. The Republicans want a shutdown. They don't.
so
This is a
it's
lie.
It's too
It would
bad
be
alternatives,
unimaginably
and I
unpopular
respect
for the
people
Republicans to
who
get to
actually
a shutdown
want,
without
don't want it, vote for the
without
CR.
fucking
It's awful.
getting
But with the
without conceding
alternative being a
at
government
any point to the
shutdown,
Democrats.
That's even worse.
So here's the other.
The
other
president
sort of way that I've
always
heard
owns the
people phrase this,
shutdown.
right? Democrats don't control any part of the government. So there's not a ton of leverage. The one thing they have leverage is in the Senate, where you need a filibuster-proof majority on a cloture vote. That there's essentially an
I'm gonna be
unconstitutional.
honest with you. Chuck Schumer knows this. This is compliance. They're complicit. They're
assault on the
complicit.
Constitution.
This is
These
a
guys are the
collaboration.
worst, and we got to fight them every step of the way. As we
right,
say
but
in
that-
Brooklyn,
but
Chris,
they're
every
saying you're not
step of
fighting.
the way.
Fucking face.
But look, Russ
We
Vought is
are
already
fighting.
telling people, but he's telling people on the floor, we are not even going to listen to this CR. This is a piece of paper that we will impound and rip up the moment it's passed. If that's the case, how is voting for cloture not essentially an imprimatur on the very same assault on the constitutional order?
They're already, even without this CR, they're already doing it.
Right.
Okay? They did it to the Department of Education. But I can tell you, I've been through shutdowns before. It's not that this CR is good. It's not that voting for it is good. It's horrible. But the alternative is worse. And we have to look just a month ahead and see how bad a shutdown would be for all the things we believe in, and how I'd say Trump and Doge and Musk and Vogt, they're like drooling with happiness and desire to get a government shutdown. They've said they want it. Why? Not for doing anything good, I'll tell you that. These guys are authoritarians.
Which is why we're showing our belly to them.
The theory of the case for people that don't want Democrats to vote for cloture is that Americans don't quite understand what's being done to their government. It's being done in this sort of haphazard fashion. The stories are sort of getting out. You know, there's this Forest Service worker who got laid off for no reason, and there's this veteran who's got a traumatic brain injury, who's got a clinical trial. But the shutdown would be a way of actually calling the question. And here's what I would just offer. It seems to me that the demand that makes the most sense here, and I'm not a U.S. senator, is for the Republicans to vote on a rescission package that enunciates the cuts Doge has done, as opposed to allowing an unelected co-president unilaterally eviscerate the American constitutional power of the purse.
Well, the bottom line is the Republican Senate is in total obeisance to Trump. They're not going to oppose him in any way. But if they allow Trump to make the kind of drastic cuts that I greatly fear in a government shutdown, they'll be culpable as well. And make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Ask yourself again the question, why does Musk and Trump and Vogt want this? Vogt already has plans on how to slash the government, far worse than slashed in the CR. Much worse. Every program, every part of government would be at their disposal, their wicked disposal. So that's the problem here. It's not that the CR is good, it's horrible. Well, and all things being equal, we should have opposed it. But the alternative being a shutdown makes things worse. And I believe this, much worse. And I believe this, I wouldn't have done this. I knew I'd get criticized. But I felt obligated for the country, for my Democratic caucus, to the people, to explain how bad a shutdown would be. And if we went into a shutdown and everything bad happened, I had to give people this warning.
Can I'm going to just keep you for two more questions, if that's okay. One is a sort of question about strategy and dealing what I think you and I and many people watching this agree is essentially an assault on the constitutional order, and that it's this.
Absolutely.
The only thing they understand is meeting conflict with conflict. So if you look at Doug Ford in Ontario, who banged the table and said, "You're going to tariff us, I'm going to tariff you, we're going to put a surcharge on electricity," that the only thing that gets their attention, the only thing that gets them to back down is meeting conflict with conflict. If you meet conflict with essentially managed retreat or strategic non-engagement, then they roll all over you.
We are going to conflict with them on everything. on the tax cuts for the
Except for
billionaires.
this.
They've become a
Except for this.
plutocracy and oligarchy. On Medicaid,
Just
we have
not
plans to
this.
conflict them with all of that. If the shutdown occurred, we wouldn't be able to do that because they would fill up both the Senate and the discussion on whether we should cut this and not cut that, of things that they want to cut. So to have the conflict on the best ground we have, summed up in a sentence, that they're making the middle class pay for tax cuts for billionaires, it's much, much better not to be in the middle of a shutdown, which would divert people from the number one issue we have against these bastards, these people, which is not only all these cuts, but they're ruining democracy. And one other thing on a shutdown. On a shutdown, the courts could close or at least be totally disabled. And the courts are one of the best ways we've had to go after these guys.
Final question about just an issue of intercameral strategy. I mean, the Democrats voted en masse against this in the House. They lost only one vote, Jared Golden in Maine. I've seen a lot of House members, and across an ideological range, interestingly enough, urging the Senate to filibuster this, saying, look, this is existential about whether we control the power of the purse or not. We cannot essentially sign off on this Doge unilateral arrogation of this power.
Yeah, look, I
Do they have it wrong?
I supported what the House did to vote against this bill universally, but that didn't cause a shutdown. It's different in the Senate. And I knew people were going to disagree with me, but I felt so strongly that the shutdown would be the greatest disaster we face with these arrogant autocrats that we had to avoid the shutdown and fight on many of the other things, every other issue that we have.
All right, Senator Chuck Schumer, who's the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, announcing he will be a yes for cloture tomorrow. I imagine you will have the 6 or so other votes you need to get that over the hump. Thank you, sir. Come on anytime with late-breaking news, and we can do this whenever you want.
Thank you, Chris. Nice to
Appreciate
talk
it.
with you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I can't.
Actively hide from their own concerns.
I can't. It's unbelievable, dude. It is unfucking believable. Schumer tells me Republicans might try to jam Democrats again in September, but thinks Trump will be less popular then, and Republican appropriators might be more willing to stand up to him. He said he refused to do so now. Oh my God, he is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. Okay, for those of you who don't understand, can you explain why he's complicit? Just wanting to understand more, not debate. I will. Okay? In order for this continuing resolution to pass, to fund the government, to avert a government shutdown, the Republicans need a filibuster-proof majority. There's one way that the Democrats can stop that from happening, which is to say that they're going to filibuster it. Okay? They need 60 votes in the Senate. They already have the House majority, but they need 60 votes in the Senate. But they don't have 60 votes in the Senate. The only Democrat that has said they would vote for this ahead of time was John Fetterman. But John Fetterman gets canceled out by Rand Paul because Rand Paul said he would not vote for it. So in this process, the Democrats and whoever the minority party is, like it's sometimes Democrats, sometimes Republicans, doesn't matter. The minority party has the minority Paul, not Rand Paul, Thomas Massey. No, Rand Paul as well. I thought it was Rand Paul. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure Rand Paul. No, Rand Paul in the Senate said that he wouldn't. Didn't he say he was not going to vote for it? Yeah, and also Massey is not in the Thomas Massey in the House of Representatives already voted no. He was the singular no vote from the Republican Party. But Rand Paul in the Senate said, yeah, I was right. I don't know why Chad is trying to correct me on this. Okay. Rand Paul in the Senate said he was not going to vote for it. John Fetterman on the Republican side, John Fetterman on the Democrat side said he would vote for it. So there's still Democratic support that they need. Okay. They need more Democratic support to get to the filibuster-proof majority. Now, this is historically the only way for historically the only way for the minority party, the party not in power, to be able to force concessions from the majority party, the party in power. And the Democrats and Republicans both historically have used this, especially Republicans have used this opportunity to, edge towards a government shutdown with the hopes of getting Democrats to back down from certain things they want to pass through a CR. Okay? And they've been fairly successful in the past because no matter what happens, it's always the responsibility of whoever is in charge. It's the White House's fault in the eyes of the American population. So the American population would look to all the furloughs and all the media coverage on, the hundreds of thousands of federal government workers no longer going into work and the economic crisis that is on the verge of happening, and they would blame the party in charge, the Republicans in this regard. This is precisely the reason why the Republicans would inevitably concede on certain issues and make it seem as though, at the very least, like the Democrats are fighting back. Like give him a victory, give him a W, right? If they were to play ball. Except the Democrats right now, backed by Chuck Schumer, are waving the white flag. They initially had said for months that they would use the budget shutdown, the continued resolution as a battle and maybe even force the government to go into a shutdown if necessary to make sure that they had certain assurances. And Chuck Schumer today, up until yesterday, he was saying he was going to not vote for it, that the Republicans didn't have the votes for it. But as of today, Chuck Schumer has waved the white flag. They're going to vote for closure so that this can pass without a filibuster-proof majority, and the Republicans have the votes to pass it without a filibuster-proof majority once that happens. So that's it. That is what's going on here. They're not using the only fucking weapon they have to wield against the majority party, and they're giving it up without a single fucking fight, while wearing these goddamn socks. Why the flop from Schumer? I think in the past I would have told you it's because they're cowards, but I think they're that they're stupid. But I think it's because they're complicit. Like, they don't care. They like the austerity. They enjoy it. They love it. They love that it's like the Republicans doing it. They think that this will ruin the American economy. They think that this will create a lot of anger and resentment towards the Republicans. And then they can comfortably ride that anger into a narrow, marginal victory. They can farm donations for the next 3 years and then inevitably fucking win the election again. I don't even know if that's the case. I don't even know if that will happen, for the record. I don't even know if the Democrats will ever win again because, goddamn, they're so fucking pathetic. Having said that, however, this is the case in front of us now. This is what's happening currently. It is insane. It is unacceptable. I don't know. They're not factoring how stupid Americans are. They're not factoring anything. Also, breaking news, American Airlines plane catches fire on Denver airport. Nice. Look at that.
Well, it doesn't look like we're flying out today now.
Don't laugh too hard. It might impact everyone.
Yeah. Maybe not. Good. That was quick.
Another vid of the plane. That's fucking. I don't know what to say anymore, man. This, I feel like, is an apt analogy for where America is right now. This is where we're at, man. That's America, baby.
That's wild.
The great American downfall, folks.
Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
Like that. Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
If the pilot is white, you might switch to flight. That's what happens, dude. DEI or die. Remember, DEI or die. If the pilot is white, you might have to switch to flight. Oh, Jesus. This is crazy.
Like that.
Ay, ay, ay.
What happened?
It's on fire.
Unless he's gay. If the pilot is white and gay, then it's fine. Or in a poly relationship or something. If the pilot is straight, walk away at the gate. Yes. If the pilot is gay, then you might be okay. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is so bad. If the pilot is queer, you have nothing to fear. If the pilot is trans, then your plane lands. Oh my God. If the pilot is straight, then you must evacuate. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, all right. If the pilot is cis, that's a flight you want to miss. Okay. We're done. We can't. I was just so stupid. I like that we have jokingly turned this into like reality where people are going to start unironically believing that DEI is what kept the planes up in the sky. I can't stop rhyming, which is the gayest thing you can do. Rhyming is so gay. Fuck. It's not gay, it's thug. It's gay and thug at the same time. Oh, okay. UAW announces in a shocking move, Columbia University fires union president one day before contract negotiations begin and further crackdown on free speech. In the latest assault on the First Amendment rights, Columbia University has expelled and fired Grant Minor, president of UAW Local 2710, which represents thousands of Columbia student workers. The firing comes one day before the contract negotiations were set to open with the university. The shocking move is part of the wave of crackdowns on free speech against students and workers who have spoken out and protested for peace and against the war on Gaza. As the UAW has emphasized, the assault on First Amendment rights being jointly committed by the federal government and Columbia University are an attack on all workers who dare protest, speak out, or exercise their freedom of association under the U.S. Constitution. It is no accident that this comes days after the federal government froze Columbia's funding and threatened to pull funding from 60 other universities across the country. It is no accident that this firing has occurred the day before the contract negotiations begin. It is no accident that the university is targeting a union leader whose local went on strike in the last round of bargaining. It is no accident that this is happening at Columbia University. I'm telling you right now, we are experiencing, I talked about this before. I talked about this before, but it's already happening. I suspected that even under the Brandon administration, with the incredibly slanted Supreme Court, with the Republican supermajority, I noticed the thing that companies were doing where they would openly undermine pre-existing labor law in an effort to draw up a long court battle that would inevitably get to the Supreme Court to potentially overturn pre-existing laws, like the last remainder of labor protections. You know, basic stuff like firing a worker because they unionized and doing it very openly, you know? Stuff that's like blatantly illegal. And I think Amazon and Starbucks kind of were doing that. And I suspect that this is what Columbia is doing as well. Like they're doing that. They're doing it deliberately. And I think the reason why they're doing it is because they want to test this all the way up and bring it all the way up to the Supreme Court, where who's Brandon? Come on, chatter, you're joking, right? Brandon, Joe Brandon, the previous president. Let's go, Brandon. And now that the NLRB's gone, there's even less protection than before, and I think that's where we're at. We are crumbling the ticker tape that held together labor law in this country. We're just gutting it. We're eviscerating it with no end in sight. Terrifying prospect for future generations. Oof. Perhaps this will be a radicalizing moment for a lot of people, a lot of workers, I hope, and cause them to engage in illegal wildcat strikes and the like, and work to unionize even without NLRB protections. Because at the end of the day, there are more workers than there are bosses. This is flagrant, awful, hard not to feel bad.
My job to make the best choice for the country, to minimize the harms to the American people. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down. There is nobody in the world, nobody, who wants to shut the government down more than Donald Trump and more than Elon Musk. We should not give it to them. And make no mistake, Democrats will continue to fight what Donald Trump is doing.
Donald Democrats. Yeah, the McDonald Democrats.
Everything that Trump, Musk, and Republicans have done so far has a clear goal. Again, cutting taxes for billionaires, eviscerate Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. This is the fight that matters most, and the fight we must focus on. All the chaos we have seen, all the lawlessness, all the grift and corrupt behavior. It's all about rigging the system in favor of the ultra-wealthy at the expense of working Americans. This is the fight the American people need to see.
There are signs of hope from the U.S. Senate tonight on a potential way to avoid a federal government shutdown tomorrow night. 60 votes are needed to move anything forward, and it's still unclear if enough Democrats will join Republicans to pass a stopgap deal and what they may get in return. Our Lisa Desjardins.
Sorry if I'm being annoying. This is freaking me out. New letter to Columbia from Trump admin lists demands for continued financial relationship with the U.S. government. Suspend or expel students for Hamilton Hall protest. Time, place, and manner rules. Mask ban. Address anti-Zionist discrimination. Reform admissions. Bro, I'm telling you, this is literally Nazi shit. I don't know why people don't see it. Like, this is, I think people genuinely think that, like, the way it's supposed to happen is by, like, military force, not realizing that there is a lot of stuff that happens before military force kicks in. And military force is already being utilized. Like, what do you think ICE is? You know what I mean? It's already being utilized towards more vulnerable populations to begin with. This right here is a like legal enforcement coming from the federal government directed at institutions of higher learning, specifically to abide by whatever free speech restrictions that they want to apply to these universities. Can you imagine if the Democrats did something similar like this? Like, that's crazy. If they were to be like, hey, you have to fire your fucking professors that I think are bad. You have to shut down you have to shut down certain departments. You have to shut down any professor that I think is like right wing, you know? You said they did? What? The Democrats came out and fucking said, if you have Ben Shapiro on your college campus, I'm going to shut your funding. I'm no longer going to give you grants. Not even Ben Shapiro on your college campus. If the Democrats said that you have Republican students on your college campus, you need to fucking expel them or we are going to stop giving you money. Are you insane? Brother, that's what the Republican fantasy is. Republicans claim this is happening when Democrats don't even do that. What will it take for people to recognize that this is Nazi shit? Like when they wear skulls on their fucking uniforms? Is that what we're doing? They got the Punisher logo still. That's pretty close. You know? No, at that point they'll be like, nah, you don't understand. This is a cool logo. They like the cool logo. MESAS, SAAS Department, Academic Receivership. Begin the process of placing the Middle East, South Asian, African Studies departments under academic receivership for a minimum of 5 years. The university must provide a full plan with date certain deliverables. What the fuck? You are a liar? Wait, what do you mean I'm a liar? What am I lying about? They're going to be like, you don't understand. You don't understand. They don't, they're just simply trying to figure out the demographics of the country. That's why they're making me wear a logo that dictates that I'm Muslim. That's the reason. Okay? You don't get it. Like, no. It's not because of any other reason. No, they're just making you wear the pink triangle logo to be like, oh, you're gay. So like, we don't say homophobic things around you. Yeah, they're just sending us on trains to these camps. But it's like a fun camp, you know? It's like a weekend away. Is that what you think is going to happen? Academic receivership is like outside control over an academic department. Here. This is from Departments in Academic Receivership, Possible Causes and Solutions. Academic receivership occurs when control of an academic department or program is removed from the faculty and an outside chair is put in place by college or university administration. A literature review is supplemented by a small survey to assess how common receivership is and how it's administered. They are saying we want to put independent outsiders that they probably select in control over these departments to take a look at what they're really teaching. Yeah, they're going to be like, hey, Jews, you have to wear a yellow Star of David. But that's only because we want to make sure that you're not victim to anti-Semitism. And people will be like, no, you don't understand. They're pro-Israel, so it's fine. Like, they're pro-Israel, guys. Stop. They're not Sig Heiling. They're not. They're just autistic. Yeah, it's for your own protection. Everybody has to wear, it's for the census. Everybody has to wear a marker that designates what they are. Why are white people not wearing it? Because there's a lot of them. You couldn't print out enough for white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, obviously. And see, there's a couple of Republican black and Indian dudes that aren't wearing them either. Obviously, they're not racist. Come on. It's fine. Segmenting the population on ethnic boundaries and sexual orientation is normal. Duh. Another streamer beating around the bush. What? Beating around the bush? Bitch, I'm beating you in the head. What are you talking about? I'm telling you exactly what the fuck is going on. Some history regarding Nazi Germany. Facinghistory.org, resource library, controlling universities. The new Nazi commissar wasted no time on the amenities. He immediately announced that Jews would be forbidden to enter university premises and would be dismissed without salary on March 15th. This was something that no one had thought possible, despite the Nazis' loud anti-Semitism. Then he launched on a tirade of abuse, filth, and four-letter words such as had been heard rarely, even in the barracks, and never before in academia. He pointed his fingers at one department chairman, and another said, "You either do what I tell you, or we'll put you in a concentration camp." There was silence when he finished. Everybody waited for the distinguished biochemist physiologist. The great liberal got up, cleared his throat, and said, "Very interesting, Mr. Commissar, and in some respects very illuminating. But what point I didn't get too clearly. Will there be more money for research in physiology?" Oh my God. Brother, this is insane. This is actually fucking insane. This is so bad. I don't know how people don't see it. Do people not see it? Are they not covering this stuff? Is that what's going on? Are people simply not covering the issue? Like, what? We have the internet. We have more access to information than ever before. Oh. Yarvin believes that modern society is so ironic that it was sleepwalking to dictatorship takeover. I mean, it's literally happening. As long as you can like masquerade it a little bit, as long as you can like sauce it up like with a little bit of liberal language, and you mask it under like legal authority and legal jargon, then most people go, it is what it is, you know, it happens. All right, I can't do this anymore. All right, we'll do the